Yeah, welcome to another episode of Mr. Z and Fifth with your host Zach Kears and the Fifth General. What's up? What's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up, y'all? What's up, people out there? Good to be here. Yeah.
Hey man, start us off, man. What we talking about today, man?
Man, I heard of many people missing, but when it comes to betrayal, oh my gosh. When it comes to jealousy and all that stuff, oh my gosh. I've now all through the for the past few days on my phone, on media, I'm talking about social media, I'm talking about even some media on TV, maybe a little bit of media on some articles on my phone. Like a little bit of news media. There's been a lot of talk about Shanquella Robinson. It's the news is so much that it cannot be denied. It cannot be denied. This week alone, for the past few days, I've been turning on my phone. I've been looking at my phone, and I've been going on YouTube, and I'm going a lot of different talk about Chinquila Robinson. The first of all, I want to say condolences to her family and R.I.P. to Chinquila Robinson. Now, on October 28th, Chinquila and a bunch of people, so-called friends from college, went away to Cabo, Mexico, and I guess to do a little celebration. It was somebody's birthday. I think it was like a slash celebration for her because she's an entrepreneur. She braids young girls' hair. She does braiding for as an entrepreneurship. She's building up her own business, and she does young girls' hair. She does braiding. This sister does braiding, and I believe it was supposed to be a birthday celebration for one of her friends too, according to the sources. And she went away, and they rented an air, and they have I believe she has an Airbnb in Cabo, Mexico. And for sources, different media sources, saying that first I would hear that she's and see and read that she was intoxicated. Intoxicated meaning that she drank liquor and she got liquor poisoning. And then as sources continue to carry on, that's not the case. According to the autopsy, that's not the case. The case continues to say that now who found her dead was a maid, but the case, according to her condition, as the maid found her dead and they did an autopsy, is that she been internally decapitated and she has a severed spine. Now, and sources say that they found no liquor in her system as they discovered her body, according to the autopsy. Now, when it comes to getting together with people and friends, inviting other friends, and you never know when you're successful, when God bless you with something, whether like a business, you never know who's jealous of you. You never know who's hating on you. You never know who's plotting. Now, I don't, because according to some sources, they left her. They left her body right there, and they went back to the state. They flew back to the states. Wicked, 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 wicked. You know, Shaquilla Robinson was only 25 years old, and only 25 years old. And I admire her entrepreneurship. But only 25 years old, she had her whole life ahead of her. She had a whole. Sometimes I can't even say a whole life ahead of you. Sometimes because a lot of young people these days are dying early, early, early. But she had a. I feel that she had so much more to do and so much more to accomplish. But this is a story of betrayal. This is a story of who you can trust, and this is a story of also that jealousy and envy and and Be careful of who you trust around you. Be careful of who you let in your circle. Be careful of who's being your buddy, who's around you. Now, according to I'm gonna read a CNN article because there's even this the news that had wow, I'm surprised because I've been looking at some news sources. I've been looking at a lot of sources. I've seen a lot of it on YouTube too. But sometimes it's good to get sources from different sources too, like news media sources. And it says according to Elder Robinson, meaning I guess her parents, like her father, his daughter was spoke to her mother, and the phone on the phone that Friday on October the 28th, and Shanquella Robinson was found, and according to articles, she was found dead in the Airbnb where that she has, and which was so foul. It hurts. They the people that she came to the air to Cabo, Mexico. They left her body right there. If that's not a plot and that's not wickedness, I don't. It's just to me. I look at the whole thing as a plot and a setup because the thing is that it's according to my opinion. That's what I'm going through. Is a plot and a setup. Things it just didn't happen where she just got beaten up and they just decided to get into an argument with her and decided to jump her and it was more than one person that was beating on this girl. And it is to me it's not just something that just happened. It was a plot and it was a setup. And also I believe it was they had some jealousy in that whole situation. They had jealousy in that too. So um it just hurts. It just goes to show you that when you're blessed and when you have and when you're on your rise and when you're on the rise and you have um God bless you with a business and it's flourishing and things are happening for you. And I believe that I believe that she was a decent person too because a pleasant person to be around because when you're dealing with people around you, especially kids, and she braid kids hair and I heard she was a good spirited person, good character. But the Bible says we got to be wise and hanging around everybody and celebrating with everybody is just not wise. Just not wise, man. It's just not wise.
All right.
Not at all. Yeah,
I
man.
have something to say.
Yeah.
So this whole time, I had to read up on some facts here. So let's talk about where this alcohol poisoning suspicion is coming from. According to the to what I'm seeing here on it,
Yeah.
between three articles, whether it be from TMZ, CNN, or the Charlotte Observer, her friends are the one who started that one.
Mm.
Not the Cabo police. Cabo police said that they found that her death was due to a several spinal cord and atlas luxation is a form of a neck injury. It also says here that that's why the parents got suspicious because here you got the police saying this is how she died, and then you got
Yeah.
her so-called friends or whatever saying no, this is how she died, and
Yeah.
this is why they're calling for justice because um I believe the police report. I don't believe what the friend said. I don't know them, but how do you get that mixed up? Alcohol
They all
dying.
have different stories. Yeah.
It says that she also they found that she her body went to cardiac arrest. Um, how do you go from alcohol poison as being the reason to why she died to it being injuries? Um, as they were burying her body, this is another reason why. Before they buried her body, the parents came into knowledge of what was going on her body as far as the bruises, abrasions, and all types of stuff. So this is something that the family is not buying, and I understand that. I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy that either. I don't know anything.
No.
I don't know nothing about this woman's personal life, so I can't say somebody was jealous or not. But all I can say is this: when you have shows like Love and Hip Hop, right?
Hmm.
Uh, certain reality shows, you will always see that they'll have like this scene, and a lot of this stuff is made up, right? They'll have like this scene where girls done had beef the whole season. They had beef for 5 episodes straight,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they're all going on some trip all together, and
Right.
and they're hoping everybody has peace. No, that's Housewives of Atlanta, Basketball Wives, all them type of shows. No,
What about Love and Hip Hop? Those shows. Do you think some of the beef is real, Fifth? Do you think some of the beef is real?
I think things are set up. I think if anything is after the show that continues on, then that's a real issue. But if it's only for the show, but then we see you and everything's cool, then we all know because reality TV is not reality TV anymore. That changed in the '90s, man. That
Yeah,
changed in
the
the
real world.
'90s. The real world, exactly. The real world and road rules ex- had to change up things because real stuff did happen on the show when it started to the point where
Mhm.
police were called, court, and stuff like that. I don't know if people remember, but the early years of the real world, that stuff was not scripted. I mean, there was a woman on the show, I forgot her name, but she was drunk driving and she almost got into an accident. And that's when they had to say, you know what? No, we're not going to allow these people to drive home. We're not going to allow these people to do anything when they drink. This is why when you see a reality show now, somebody drives them home. You see cameras in the car, but it's usually
Mm.
a cab or some type of car service. Back in the days, cats had to drive, and then the cameramen followed you behind. You know what I mean?
Right.
When fights used to happen on those reality shows, those were real fights. But then people started getting badly hurt. Guests, people in restaurants and stuff like that. You know, they didn't make these people sign waivers or anything. This is what changed reality TV because reality TV had real stuff happen, and then that's when they said, no, 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 we can't do that. So the point I'm making, because I want to get to what I'm saying this is what happens when some loving hip hop type of stuff happens in real life. Somebody freaking gets killed. That's the point that I'm making. This is why you can't live that life, man. You can't have people who previously have. You can't do that. Obviously, these were people who didn't have a best interest at heart. Okay, and
Exactly.
this is
Exactly.
this is why I think she died because she wasn't protected. So I want to talk to women traveling. Women, do not travel alone. That's number one. That's anywhere, even if it's out the country. Number two, travel with people who have your best interests at heart. Number three, do not travel with people who you have internal issues with. Number four, when you do travel, please don't get into anything with other people and strangers out in this world. Please don't, because that can cause your demise too. Number five, always have somebody keep tabs on you. Not that they got to check on you. You're an adult, but just somebody who cares and is aware of your safety. You know, I get very cautious when people that I know go out the country and then now you can't call them. You know, that stuff concerns me
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
we don't know if
Yeah.
you're dead or alive until we hear from you when you come back. There was a situation where a young brother, he had went to one of the Caribbean islands. I can't remember for his I think for his graduation or whatever. 17,
Saint
18 years
Lucia.
old.
No. Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know the island because I can't name the guy right now. But this was a
Okay.
young man who went over there with a family and he did not come back. And this is the kind of stuff that happens where people travel and they do not come back.
Yeah.
We find that they're missing or they're dead and stuff like that. And these are the dangers. Traveling should be a inspiring and fun experience, but you have to be very safe. You got to be safe in this country. Okay, you already have to practice that in the country that you're from, that you're born in, the state, the city that you're in. Zacchaeus, do you just go anywhere you want without any type of? Is that something that you do? No,
No, I don't do it. I'll tell you
no.
why. Um, I don't do it for many reasons because the thing is, I do travel, but I don't. I always like to do my due diligence before I travel to see what town I'm going to see who am I gonna see, who I'm getting with. I remember when I went to Haiti for the first time. No, actually for the second time, I went to Haiti, and you see, Haiti is dangerous now, but I went to Haiti way before they started abducting people and holding people for ransom. Well, they were holding people for ransom back then, but I knew they show you the first who you're going with. They show you exactly who you're meeting. You actually converse with them before you get there. You converse with them. But even so, you got to be careful. You got to match the face with the person who you speak to. It's a lot of factors. You got to know which town you're going to. You got to know who's picking you up from the airport. You can't just jump in any old car. You can't just because remember people are desperate. People can take you anywhere. You don't know where you're going. When you hop into a car saying, "Take me to this hotel, take me to that hotel," or you don't know where you're going. Or nowadays is Airbnb. When you travel, you say, "Okay, I'm going to my Airbnb that I bought." You better make sure um that you have that you can somebody that you meet that you can trust, somebody that is been loyal to you, and somebody that you knew for a
Yeah,
pretty
you're
long
you're
time.
safe. You're safer at a
But
hotel.
yeah,
Yeah.
so if you have an Airbnb and you go into your Airbnb, eh, you gotta be careful. Even though you still gotta be careful, um, but that's what to tell you to just. But I tell people I tell women this. This is what I'm gonna say. Travel, try traveling with your significant other. You travel. Sometimes you travel in these groups. Sometimes it's cool. I used to travel with church groups, but this is the church though. But travel with people that are that you feel that you know for years and you're totally comfortable with, like your mother, brother, sister, or a significant other. Like let's say husband travel with wife. You get together with a group of people. Some people and you have some friends that you go travel with. They may invite other people, and you don't know the other people. They could be people that have ulterior motives. Have ulterior motives meaning that if you because they see you that you're an entrepreneur and you're going places and they want you to hook them up with some money or they want you to line them up with some part of your business and and you say, well, I see what I can do, and they're not liking your answer, they can line you up. There's a lot of people that are they don't want to see you get certain places. They're wicked people out there. So you got to be mindful of a lot of these things, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be mindful of people that you got to sense a spirit where people can if you can only be with people that's like I said before that are sometimes you only have one or two good friends in this world sometimes. And if you could travel with them, I'd rather travel with them. But if you travel with a group of people and some people you know, some people you're not too sure of, you never know. You just never know. Or they can have somebody right there waiting for you. You never know. Not to scare anybody, but nowadays you got to be very careful. Very careful where you go. I've heard rumors of people going to foreign lands, and I heard people going to certain places. I heard people going to one time I heard a person went to China and next thing you know they wound up missing. because they was going on a journey and they went, and next thing you know, somebody it's like they can't find them no more. Do you know how much stories they have like that? Millions of stories like that. Some of them didn't even make news. Well, Shanquella Robinson made the news. She made it. She made the news. But it's a lot of stories that did not make the news. That's why I tell everybody you got to be mindful and careful where you go. You just have to be, you know. But because there's a lot of people that don't have ulterior motives, and we got to be mindful of that, you know. Yeah.
So the autopsy report did not mention alcohol poisoning. Okay, I just want to make sure I make it clear once again. The video supports what the father's saying. I haven't seen the
Mm.
video. I don't want to watch it, but apparently, according to TMZ, they these attackers ran up in Shanquella's room while she was in the bed, not even fully dressed. So obviously, this woman was targeted. And
Yes.
the father said her friends back home would never let something like this would happen. So that's why I said travel. If you're gonna be with friends, this better be real friends. These better be people that have your best interests at heart. Um,
Exactly. Exactly.
I think this trip happened because these were just people who had money to help pay for the expenses. You don't travel because of that. You don't do that. I don't think you just go with
Yeah.
anybody because you know people are gonna front their portion. No, ain't that much importance in the world. And now you have parents mourning a 25-year-old daughter who died the next day. I mean, this is actually old. Come to find out, this is old. Okay, October 28th.
It's a while ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm just now hearing about it now, but October 28th is when she went on the show. I mean, on the trip,
Yeah.
according to the article from the Charlotte Observer, that
Yeah.
she went on the trip October 28th and then died the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Killed the next day because
Mm-hmm.
I guess you've been attacked to the point of death. You were murdered. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So it just goes to show you it just goes to show you that this kind of stuff happens. I'm just gonna say this though, and
Mm-hmm.
this is not on some disrespect stuff, but this stuff happens a lot. I can see why a story like this gets lost in the sauce because a lot of people this happens to a lot of people, man. They travel and something happens, and like I was saying earlier. So I don't want to keep saying the same thing, but you know, I commend families who don't just listen to what people tell them and also dig into their own investigation. So I think they're working with Mexico. One of the things that's hard is that when you have a loved one who's died or who's been killed out of the country, you're not going to always have that same connection, contact wise, communication wise, with that country. It's easier when it happens on this soil, you know, but it's hard when it happens somewhere else. So that's another thing. Um, I think one of the reasons why things were kind of late to how they was is because when you take your phone to Mexico, I'm assuming you can't get a signal.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's the point that I made earlier. When you leave the country, we don't know. You know,
Yeah.
this is why we love when we or if you somehow been able to get to an internet connection, and then you can kind of do it that way. Like people will communicate on Facebook Messenger or IG or something like that. Because as long as they can get like an internet connection, they get on somebody's Wi-Fi or something like that, then boom. You know what I mean? Um, but if she had a best friend with her, I'm assuming
Mm-hmm.
she didn't. If she had a best friend with her, a best friend would not allow days go by and telling her parents, yeah, she died from alcohol poisoning, knowing that the friend was there. A good friend would never allow this.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. No.
I'm gonna land my plane here. I have no more to really to add to
I'm gonna
to
add a
to
few
her
things.
story. You know,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I'm gonna add a few things. According to the latest sources, to news sources, and to according to other news sources, if those people are caught, they're gonna charge them in Mexico. They will go to a Mexican prison
Huh.
in Mexico.
Ooh,
Um, yes, and that's the latest. That's the latest source I heard today, as of today. Um, also, that's the latest I heard of the day with the they're getting charged. And I hope they do get charged. I really do because they shouldn't. They left her there dead. You didn't call. They all had different stories. They said this one did it, that one. They all had different stories. And one guy, one thing. This is the culture that we're living in, where people just are quick to pull out their phones and record anything instead of helping a soul. You see somebody in trouble. You see somebody that's that's getting injured in a conflict. You're quick to pull out your phone and post it and get likes. You was not intending to help her. You were just quick to post it and get a like. No, they had some footage of people that were there. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, there were like three girls, three women, and three men that was on this trip with Shanquella, and they only know what happened. And you mean to tell me that you just took out your phone and posted? That's how people were able to find out, are able to get footage because he posted it. Took out the phone and posted it. Instead of helping her, you posted it. And according to the sources, I think one of the guys shouted out, "Fight! You could do fight, fight. Why don't you fight back, Quilla, fight back, fight back, fight back." It was all a plot. Her true friend wouldn't have done that to her. Even if something happened to her, a quick call to the parents, a quick call to the authorities. This is why justice has to be served.
I guess my question is, why was
Yeah,
she?
man.
I guess my question is, I guess moving back to it, I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not getting much info here, but I guess my question is, you know, these people, right? Why is she going on a trip with them? What were these people to her? For the father to say her friends back home wouldn't allow this tells me these aren't the same friends. Who the heck are all these people, man? And why are
Yeah,
you
who are
traveling with
they?
these people?
My thing. I figured she figured that they remember. Sometimes these people they come with this. Remember, she's an entrepreneur. She's braiding hair, and they probably had like some. They wanted to have some kind of dealing with her with that to expand her business. But my thing is this: I'm thinking that, and I'm thinking that these are people that have an interest in her business and want maybe expand it and trying to have different ideas for her business, but
I don't.
they were evil.
But
They were evil. They were evil.
Zacchaeus, I don't. I'm gonna be careful with repeating what you just said, but because I don't see that. What I do see here is that there's an assumption. There's
Mhm.
an assumption that these people that she went on a vacation with were a group of friends, but the parents say that her friends wouldn't allow this. Why would the parents say that?
It's weird. So no. See, since you read that article, since you see, because everybody got it twisted that those are her friends. So they're not really friends. They're just a group of people that she went on this trip with.
Can't be.
Maybe they had some kind of it's people lie and people plot and people start hating because you're a young age and you're an entrepreneur and you have and you're getting and God bless you with a business and and people are getting upset that you have this business and you're this age. People lie. People are
I
wicked
mean,
and people
Zacchaeus,
lie.
we that was said a lot. Um,
You know. So to me, um, this is gonna be ongoing, and I think there's gonna be more to come out of this situation. More to come out of this situation. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be more sources coming out, but sometimes, um, sometimes news sources are true. Sometimes there's stories that sometimes the news sources are not so true. Sometimes the news sources are true, and sometimes the sources are not so true. Even when it comes to social media, but we have to just wait and see what happens, and just gotta wait and see what happens. Yeah,
wow. Okay.
yeah, cause but you know what? But yeah, well, Jay. But one thing I want to say though, big up to some of the people on YouTube that been putting out that been speaking on this a lot. What do you say, man?
Well, here's the thing. So I'm very careful because if anybody is familiar with Tasha K, Tasha K was a YouTuber who got sued by Cardi B for defamation. So I'm not gonna echo any of these things that these people said on their YouTube pages. Just because you're on YouTube doesn't mean you're a journalist. Just because you have a podcast doesn't mean you're a reporter. All I could do is reference the articles from CNN, TMZ, and the Charlotte Observer about this
Yeah,
story, and nothing in these articles are echoing what some of these people are saying. So that's why I won't repeat that. I don't know why this woman was killed. I don't know what this woman got going on. But out of respect for her family, I'm not gonna get up on this mic and lie. So I just want to say that if anybody's on YouTube spewing falsehoods about this woman on why she got killed and who killed her, shame on you. You know, I don't think you would like that if people, if there was a loved one that you had and somebody did that. I don't think people would like that. I just don't think so. This woman is not some celebrity. This is not like some famous superstar. So even more in your maturity to be very careful about what you say about a young woman who apparently just lost her life, who just now going viral, who died a month ago. Okay, died a month ago, just now going viral. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's right. So, um, um, that's all I got to say about it. Condolences. Rest in peace to Shanquella. Condolences to her family. Keep
yes,
fighting.
yes,
Keep fighting for justice. And
yes,
and
yes.
and I encourage the family. Hey, if you feel like you want to take action with people who are lying on her, go ahead and do that too. you know, protect your daughter's reputation. This woman, according to her father, says she's not the violent type. That might explain why in the video a guy's yelling "fight back" and she's not able to put up the fight that she's able to because
That's what I read.
at,
That's what
at,
I read.
at,
Yeah,
at that moment her injury was so fatal. How you gonna fight back when you got a severed spine? According to the reports, how you supposed to fight? How you supposed to fight back at that point? It sounds like some sneak attack stuff. Fighter when you least expected, putting all these hitting her so hard. These are women we talk about, man. Women can't just, women. Women's bodies are made different, man. Like they ain't supposed to be fighting. You know what I'm saying?
so you do you think that she was? Yeah, she was jumped. more than one person had to do that because that's a severe
Well,
injury,
I
man.
don't. I don't. I haven't seen the video.
Me neither, but
I haven't seen. I don't want to see it. And typically, I watch stuff from a research standpoint, but apparently, I don't want to watch it. But I mean, it was an unexpected thing. I mean, you're laying down in your bed. They said naked. I don't know if it's butt naked or half naked, but it says undressed. So you're not expecting to get into a fight when you're laying in your bed undressed.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
no. They was
That,
waiting
that
for the perfect timing.
yeah, that's not something that happens.
Exactly.
So, you know, it's just crazy because, it's also, CNN I'm seeing here that they're saying that all the people reported that it's unclear what led to the fight. So this is why I'm being careful with that. It's unclear what led to the fight.
Well, I heard a lot of YouTubers say, but I can't even say what they say, man. It's just that I sometimes you have to wait until new sources come out because always new sources that are being spilled out, and but I believe one article that said that they will get tried in Mexico, so justice needs to be served.
I saw something about that. I could reference who said it. The lead attorney on YouTube, who's an actual attorney, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. So
Hmm.
he's a real source that I can name. All these other people are just YouTubers. He ain't a YouTuber. He on YouTube, but he real. Okay. And so he mentioned that they would do time in Mexico because that's where the crime happened.
Exactly. It
And
makes sense. It makes sense.
and extradition laws in America are different. If you do a crime in this country and you go somewhere else, America will give you up. Very different from Cuba. If you do a crime, Cuba not giving, you know what I'm saying? It's very different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that could happen. Um, but I feel bad for the father, man. The father, man.
He
I
cried, his mother cried,
I
but he cried.
my heart goes out to him. You
That's his
know,
only daughter, man. That's his only kid.
my heart goes out to him. But you know, it's crazy.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So
hurts. It really
I'm
hurts.
that's my final point, man. Zacchaeus, you take over.
Well, I'm gonna say quickly condolences to the Robinson family out of Charlotte, and condolences and rest in peace to Shanquella Robinson because I'm not gonna continue. It's different things that have been said about her, but it just hurts to know that you lose your only child, your daughter that go away. You're hoping that all your hopes and dreams you feel that are slipped away. She's only 25 years old, and it's just it's an evil wicked thing, man. But that's my final thought.
All right. All right, man. Where can they reach you, man?
You can reach me on Zacchaeus Music at Zacchaeus Music on Instagram, Wayne Backus Gospel on Instagram, also on Facebook, Wayne Backus 167 on Facebook, also on Twitter at Wayne Backus 2 on Twitter. Yeah, yeah, holla at me, y'all. Yeah, holla at me, Ali, holla at me.
You can meet me at y'all can holler at me on at the Fifth General Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. All right, so this was another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth. We'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.
Peace.
Yeah.